First things first, let's get a cart. This cart looks good. What do we use Eco Wash for?
We're just putting down the rims.
Oh, the wheels? Okay, cool. Let's see.
Real wheels.
Rims?
I ride rims.
All right. This cart looks okay. Maybe clean it off just a little bit. And then the next thing we're gonna grab is some paper towels, and also so we're gonna grab paper towels, lower slips, and a tip for the lower slips. So come on over. So inside of here, we have a bunch of touch-up paint stuff. You don't have to get too close because we're just literally gonna grab a couple things out of here. One of these lower slips, kind of like empty syringes. And then we've got this kind of set of tips right here for touch-up paint. So the touch-up paint that we typically use is somewhat thick. So they kind of have a hard time coming out of anything that's thinner than this. We have other ones in here that are thinner than that, but this size tip is pretty good. You still want to have some kind of control from it coming out too fast. But yeah, this works pretty good. And this method that we're about to do is the method that we like kind of include in a lot of our services. We'll maybe charge the customer like an hour of the labor if it's something that like they're not getting a ton of work. This one's getting a ceramic coating, so it's like, well, we can spend an extra half hour, 45 minutes to do it. Not really be that big of a deal. So there are other methods that you can do. I can make touch-up paint look like it was never even there. You know, layer it up real nice, sand it down, compound it, polish it. You know, you could spend 4 hours touching up a couple of chips on a hood to make it look good. This, we're doing all the chips on the entire car in like less than an hour. Is kind of the goal. So this method here, we've already prepped the surface, we've already done everything, we've polished it. This is right before the ceramic coating. The paint should sit for probably at an hour. You can speed up the process. You can speed up the process with the heat gun for drying, but we're not applying a ton, and it's not gonna smear by any means. Like after that, probably 20 minutes or so on the surface, you're not gonna be able to smear it because it's not super thick. We're applying a very thin layer. So you'll see, we're just trying to hide the metal, cover the metal, okay? Right. So we're gonna grab, paper towels. We need a couple of those. Let's grab a few of those. The reason why we use paper towels is because we can throw them away. Right, you don't wanna just go and dirty up a bunch of good towels. So we got that, this. We got the touch-up paint right here in my pocket, getting it a little bit warm. Helps it a bit. I've already shaken this thing, you heard me, for probably like 5 minutes I was shaking this thing. Especially with this metallic white, it's not gonna match. This is straight from Toyota, Lexus Toyota. I haven't even opened it, it ain't gonna match. They never do. I'd be surprised if this even has any metallic flake in it. So let's open it up, let's even see. There is definitely a metallic flake, but you see it's super thin, like it's like super runny, right? That's not the paint that's runny, but it's very see-through, very transparent because it's metallic. So it's gonna be hard to cover up like the metal color or the black color that might be underneath it for the bumper and things like that. But literally I just tell customers, I'm like, look, I'll get the paint from Toyota. It's gonna be from the manufacturer. If it doesn't match, it just is what it is. Whites, grays, and silvers are hard to match. So metallic white is hard to match because the metallic flake flops different ways. It has different consistencies. Sometimes they mix them in together. Sometimes they have them as separate pieces. So like sometimes if we order the paint from like scratcheshappen.com, it'll come with like 2 pieces. It'll come with like the paint, which is the white, and then it'll come with the metallic flake that you kind of dab on top of it. This is just kind of all one and done. Again, we're not really kind of going through this thing, spending a couple hours, multiple hours making the paint look good. So we're not too worried about it. But shake this up really nice. So the problem with silvers and grays is they're either going to be too dark or they're going to be too light. That's kind of the way they don't match. So whenever we talk to a customer about touch-up paint, I just let them know we're going to get the paint from the manufacturer, and depending on the color, like this, I know every one of them is going to be like very runny, very like metallic flake kind of mixed into it, and it's just not going to look awesome. So really set expectations for it, because I've seen so many customers come by after their car's been touched up at the dealership, and they're like, "What the heck is this? Can you guys fix it?" And I'm like, "This actually isn't that bad. Like, I'm gonna have to charge you like twice as much to make it even look 5% better." So just really, if customers have a really bad time with expectation when expectations aren't set properly on how the touch-up paint's gonna look. So touch-up paint from the manufacturer here, and what I'm gonna do is, first thing, I'm gonna pull this, and I'm just gonna put it off to the side, just like that, okay? And I'm gonna grab the syringe, it's empty, I'm gonna dip it in here, and I'm gonna siphon some of it out. Now we are doing a decent amount of the car. It's actually a lot further down. There we go, that's a pretty good amount. We're doing a decent amount of the car, so this is like kind of a lot. If I'm just doing 1 or 2 rock chips, I'm just gonna fill it up to like 0.1. So this is good. That there, and then I am gonna put the tip on pretty much immediately. Now there is air inside of here, so I wanna make sure I get that out. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm actually gonna twist it and get all the paint off the outside of here. And it's funny because you'll actually see the numbers start to come off with it. See, there's no more numbers because of the paint that's in there. Removing those letters because of what the paint has in it. And then now I'm just gonna take the air out of it. So I'm gonna go and just go right up till I see a little bit come out. And then I wanna make sure, I wanna kind of set my amount that's coming out. So now I have it to where like, this is what I'm doing most of the time. And I'm just gonna set that first little bit out of there. Perfect. Came out just fine. It's just like a little bit on the tip, okay? So now I'm just gonna go around. I take this fresh piece of paper towel. Oh, I can actually set this down. I can actually close this up so it doesn't dry out. This dries out pretty quick, actually. Even just sitting here for a couple of years, we have a bunch of them over there. Gotta put some thinner in it. So, I mean, we're just gonna start one panel at a time. So I'm gonna go around this hood, right? So I'm just looking, there's not too much going on up here. This is all just kind of whatever. That's one. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna show you guys on one down here because it's just way easier to show you here.
That's a good one.
That is a good one, but this is more so what you're gonna see more of the time. So I'm just gonna grab the tip of this, bring a little bit of pressure on it, and then I'm gonna put the tip of the needle at the bottom of the chip, and then now just work it up, just slightly. And I covered it up. That's actually gonna shrink down too, like even better than that. So then I'm gonna go over to here, this one. So you can come around on that side and you can actually see this one. Come from the bottom of the chip, just bring it a little bit out. And now I'm just kinda spreading that around right there. You see, that's a little bit darker, so it is like black. So you can see that a lot more than something like this. So same thing, just gonna go around to some of these other areas. Cover that up. That was a little heavy. There we go. But I can just scoop it back up if I catch it when it's wet still. That looks good. Now I'm just kind of going around. Got this one right here. That one goes down quite a bit. Should have got some PPF. There you go. It's covered up. It's gonna shrink down a little bit. Same thing with this one right here. And yeah, just go around the whole car. Man, that's really thin. I mean, you can see it's on there fully. It's just, you're gonna need like 20 layers of this stuff to really cover up that. You could technically grab just like a flat white that we have, fill it in, and then put that on there. But even then, it's pretty like drastically white. So this is free. Again, we're not charging the customer for this. This is the quickest way to do it. With the highest return, you're covering up everything. Cool. You want to give it a shot?
Yeah.
Here's a towel.
Let me find a spot.
Here's that.
I know there's quite a... Take a stat.
Yeah, so be very, like, I mean, it doesn't take much. There you go. You were a glass guy. You probably work with a little bit of tubes and stuff, you know?
You were in chemistry, right? You worked with tubes.
That's funny. And so now with like the bumper, to set expectations for you, if there's something down here, I'm not worried about it.
Sure.
If there's something even further, I'm not worried about it. If there's something inside of here and it's on the bumper, not that really that big of a deal.
Sure.
I'm just trying to like, all the ones you're going to see for the most part on the plastics, definitely gonna get those. On metal, absolutely. Like, try to cover it up real
like
nice.
Stuff like, you know, just random stuff that haven't actually went through the paint.
Yeah, just chips.
Yeah.
We're just doing chips here.